arts workshop. We are presently doing some demonstration and decorating
So for this
cupcakes.
application,
So
you know
you can join
that
us
you have to
on our
have
live
some
stream
steady
here
hands.
for
Because
the
for you to
rest of the
apply, you don't
presentation. I'm
want to
going to
mess
flip
it
the
up.
screen so you can see
So
exactly
you're going to
what's going on. All
put
right.
and squeeze and apply. This is beautiful, absolutely beautiful and clean. For her not to have a fan, it is clean, very clean work.
In this, well, once you completed your cookie, you don't want to move it too much because then, as I said, it's going to start to crust over. And once it does that, if you move it, it's going to show crack lines. You don't want that. It completely messes up your cookie design. For the next few minutes, I just want two volunteers. The same young man that came up earlier. Don't shake your head. I see you.
You are coming to do your cooking. Don't hide.
Oh, let's go.
I am sure I'm sure he's saying, "Boy, that's hard, you know. That's challenging enough. You have to do something challenging." You think this cookie and cupcake was a walkover? Come on.
These two that came here and the young missus, these two, yeah, these two. Alright, what I will have you do, what I will have them do is one part of it. I only have one slide on me right now, that's why. So I will have the first person come and do one aspect of the cookie. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so the first person will do the yellow border, the yellow gold lines. The second person will do the green, the third person will do the black, and then we just want to look after that. We would like to do the black. The black also includes the outline. Okay. Alright.
And remember now that for the persons doing the black, you have the yellow first. The yellow will do the outline, and then somebody go and do the black. The black is the outline. You have to do the outline, the four corners, and then you go in with the black, green, side amount yourself.
What you can do to avoid the confusion? You said you wanted to do yellow. The green people want to do yellow. You're not going anywhere, we're still using it. So you're going to do the yellow. We're just going to have you draw the cross with the outline, and then she can move in with the black. Come, let's go. So when you're holding the bag, you have to hold it the crease upwards. Your right handed, the left handed, Alright, so you're gonna start what side you want to start on. And you're gonna gently touch the piping bag on the cookie and hold pressure. Once you start releasing the pressure, you will pull the piping bag towards you. No, come on, you don't. So, you're not going to start in the extreme corner. Squeeze and lift. Lift the bag. Squeeze. Squeeze.
Put pressure.
Yes, that's
put
it.
pressure. Squeeze. Yes.
Right.
Good. Anchor now. Good. So like this, you have to get something to practice. Squeeze and pressure and pull across because it's gonna break. It's going to break. So you have to practice, practice, practice. Squeeze, man, squeeze like squeeze, squeeze hard. Squeeze, man, squeeze and pull across. Go down to anchor.
And then I'm going to the other side. So we start here and we're going to end it over here. Everywhere you see my finger. You see my finger, right. Once you're done, you can just put it and end over here. Thank you. And black. And so we're going to do the same thing. You have to start with the outline. Hold the crease up, your right hand. Hold the crease up. So let me show you how to hold that like this. So hold the crease up. You're going to touch the tip to the other cookie. Touch, right, and then squeeze, and what's the direction going? Up, so pull in that direction. Lift, and stop. You have, when you reach your corner, you have to stop and move on to the next one. Lift, and go. Right, stop, and then start again. Lift. This is it, you're straight and stop. And start again.
Hold on. You can turn the cookie now. I'm afraid that you can turn.
Good job.
Right. Okay. Do that girl, this time, done that way.
Nice. Give her.
Right. You see, it's teamwork, team effort.
Oh, come. The black is the two sides.
Yes.
So what you're gonna do here where you're flooding like this. So pretty much you see these outlines here and there. That's it. So when you do that, touch the cookie again, touch the type it back against the cookie like so and squeeze. Apply pressure.
Inside it. You put it inside.
You can start from here and squeeze. Squeeze a little bit more. Squeeze a little bit more. Go. Let's go. Come a little bit here. So it's right. Right, so you can stop. Then you can use your stride and circular motion. So you need to manipulate in the icing. So you tell the icing where you want it to go.
Can I get one more person down here, please? One more interested person? Come quickly. All right, I have the one coming.
If you feel that you're going to ice cream, you can add a little bit more. First. And good. I thank you.
Very good.
So you're going to the other side of the fountain. So, okay. Squeeze. So you're not in a line. So you can pretty much stay in one position for the most part. Just squeeze. Right. Hunger, squeeze, man. Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. Right. And you can just slide now. To push the ice in, please.
Let me remind you, please fill out those evaluation forms before we all leave. We have Chef Brown coming up for the next presentation.
Into the inner. Thank you.
Very good. Hold on.
The two of them came at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Don't go over there. You might need some. Circle.
This is why when you go to the pastry shop and you see some things and you say, wow, why that's so expensive? Time consuming. So when you do it for yourself and you see the work that persons have to put in there, you appreciate the price because it's time consuming, right? So if you're going to have for Valentine's coming up and you want to make your significant others a lovely red heart shape, maybe you want to use red and white and you want to put, this icing on top of a cookie, it's gonna take a little bit out of you to put it together. So when you go buy that cookie, if they charge $500 for one, don't say anything. If they charge $1,000 for one, don't say anything. It depends on the size. I'm talking, depends on the size. If they charge $2,000 for one, don't complain. It's time consuming. Okay, clap your hand. Alright. From Mr. Who this is now? Mr. Student is a prefect?
Senior prefect.
Senior prefect? Mr. Senior prefect?
Squeeze. You can just stay in one place. Excuse me? You want some?
You want some more? And as we're working, for persons who have to come and do, if they're doing the cookie, if they're doing the live competition, at school I know you have food mesh, you're gonna walk with your mesh to cover. Because I will not be able to provide mesh for everybody. So you're gonna walk with the tools and equipment that you know will enhance what you're doing. So you walk with that mesh. As I know that the food nutrition students or the food ecology students, they're asked to take their mesh to cover. So we get rid of the unwanted visitors that want to take some of what we don't want to share with them, right?
Alright. Thank you.
All right, so it's practicing now. Practice, practice, practice.
We only do the yellow. Okay, so I need to fill in. Squeeze. Squeeze hard, squeeze.
So you can imagine if somebody asks you to do
A dozen.
a dozen, is a small number. I'm looking for at the village by the stadium on August 1. And if I call Miss Morgan and I said, Miss Morgan, for August morning, I want you to have some cookie with the Jamaican flag. And I want to have at least 100. Camille is gonna say, mighty God of Daniel. So you would have to start from so early and get some assistance because this is time consuming. Because when we have persons from the diaspora who come and they see a cookie with the Jamaican flag and to know that it's handcrafted, they're going to want to buy it. To show that we have people that are so creative, they own their skill, they own their craft, and they put it on the cookie for us to eat. Hence, your eyes eat first. So whatever you do, it must look good. Clean finish. This one too. I should do, I should do a dry. I'm going to take a picture of this one.
Oh, you're just using this one. So, but in usual circumstances, you're gonna have to tie it over it. So,
Hello? I thank you so much. You don't have rush to put it in.
right now. Okay.
You can just share that. Share that with your friends. All right, so I'm gonna have this one that was done for you to come and take picture. And if you notice, I have it set it on a doily. All right, put your hands together for Miss Morgan. All right, so I'll give you some time to come and take picture, and then I'll introduce the final presenter.
Thank you. Next one. Okay. But I want to feel so special.
All right, I know some persons have learned quite a bit from these presentations from Commissioner McLean and from Ms. Morgan. And I know that when you go back to school and you go back to home, you are going to be practicing, 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 especially those who got a taste of how to apply the icing to the cookie. So you know you're going to go look for your sugar cookie recipe and you're going to make some and you're going to be trying to put on the Jamaican flag, or you're going to be maybe the coat of arm or the ackee, whatever it is you're going to do, you're going to practice that. All right? And remember the age group. The age group is 9 to 14 that will be doing this. All right. So as we try to put the lid on our workshop for today, remember, I want you to, before you leave here, fill out the evaluation sheets, the form you got. So you'll give us feedback so we know what to do for our next workshop. Today we have not a stranger to the JCDC Culinary Arts Unit. Chef Christopher Brown is a certified chef de cuisine, level 4 certified assessor, culinary consultant, culinary educator, executive chef, and owner and CEO of Healthy Gourmet Restaurant and Catering. Mighty God of Daniel. Once somebody has so much behind him, for a man who you don't see any gray hair, he has done much in that field, isn't it? His educational training would see him training at Boys Town Vocational Training Center. Anybody from Boys Town here? Oh, no, shout out. Look here. Shaman, come on. Hart College of Hospitality Services, that is Runaway Hart. Culinary Institute of America, where he did level 2 professional chef. Vocational Training and Development Institute, VTDI, level 4 assessor course. And also American Culinary Federation, where he did his certified culinary educator. Chef Brown worked with several hotels and restaurants, both locally and overseas. These include Celebrity and Destiny Cruise Line, Palo Restaurant on the Disney Dream, Knoxford Court Hotel, and is the CEO of the Healthy Gourmet Restaurant and Catering. He made his first television appearance with Mason Miller on Creative Cooking in 2008. Since then, he has made several appearances on television, radio, and with the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission's JCDC. His mission is, your health is your priority. Put your hands together as we welcome Chef Christopher Brown.
All right. Can you all hear me? No? Right, a little bit more on the volume. Check 1, 2. Let's give them a minute. Check 1, 2. All right, that's what they hear, you know, right? Still a little bit more. At the back, can you hear me? All right, that sounds more like it. Good afternoon, everyone. All right, so we've been sitting for a little while. This is what we're going to do. Just stand up. Stand up with me. I know we've been sitting for a while. I want to stand up. Just stand up quickly. Let's do a quick stretch. Just stand right where you are. Just stand up quickly. I won't take you long today. I won't be long with you. Right? Stand up. Just shake the legs just a little. There's a Jamaican dance called shake a leg. You know that dance, shake a leg? Just shake your legs, man. Yeah, that's it. Just shake the legs, alright? That's it. Just shake the legs and give a little stretch, right? Yes. And then you can sit down. Thank you, Miss Jerry. And you said a mouthful. Today I'm looking at, I won't be covering a lot today because the reality is that there is quite a bit of content that we have already on the different platforms. You go YouTube, you can find quite a bit. You go Facebook, you can find quite a bit as well. So what I'll be doing for today is just to talk with us on a few pointers. The first one is the need for you all in the industry, right? Then I'm going to look at the street food category for the handbook. I'll take a few minutes to talk about street food, sorry. Then we look at safety and sanitation, and I'll anchor with, of course, tell a little bit about food styling. Right? Is that okay? Right, so let's go. The first thing I want to show you this afternoon is this. All of you who are sitting here, the industry, we need you. Right now, as it is there, believe it or not, there is a shortage for, and put my words here, for professional individuals in the industry. It's not just to be in the industry, it's not just to wear a chef jacket or wear a uniform, whether you're working in front of house, out of house. It's not just to wear the uniform, it's to be a professional. The industry, we need you. Just 2 days ago, one of my colleagues shared something on Instagram and said, boy, it's so hard to find individuals who are dedicated to the task. There was a time when, for us, when I was young in the industry, my first 4 or 5 years, it was all hard. It wasn't just about going to work and thinking about the paycheck. We were hungry for the knowledge. We were hungry for the knowledge. So you're sitting here, let me see all those who really want to get into the industry, to be a chef, server, pastry chef, whatever it is. Let me see the hands. All right, so we don't have a lot? No chefs? All the chefs? Aspiring chefs, let me see the hand. All right, aspiring pastry chefs, let me see the hand. All right, aspiring food and beverage managers, let me see the hands. All right. Maybe by the end of this presentation or the end of the workshops in general, we'll have more persons who want to be a part of the industry, right? So a few key things we want to look at in entering the hospitality industry. Hospitality of itself requires much more than you just coming in the industry. You need to insert yourself in it. In a nutshell, hospitality simply means that you're serving others. An individual comes into your space, you're going to let them feel comfortable and like they're in their own space. So it's their home away from home. Now, how do we do that? In order for us to do that, in order for us to take care or serve others, we first have to believe it. And that's where the challenge lies these days. Not a lot of individuals, when I speak with a lot of my young culinarians and some senior chefs, the heart is not there. They don't believe what they're doing. If you don't believe it, then how are you going to convince your guests and your customers to believe it? So we have to believe, right? Let's talk a little bit about, I was at I'm going to share this one, Sir A. I was at Puzzle Market recently and a particular question came up and I said I'm going to share it with us. For the meals, I'm glad that we had so many meals came to be a part of the demonstration just now. When I was going to high school, right, doing this my alma mater, right, dozen students, all right, beautiful, they are here, right? Big up to all the schools in London, but it's just a big up to them, right? It was two of us who did, at the time it was food and nutrition. And one of the gentlemen, man, he gave in to the peer pressure. So at the end of the day, by the time I reached fifth form, it was just, I was the only male left doing food and nutrition. Now, guess the flip side of it now. In schools, it's almost seems, can I use this word in context, taboo for males to do. Now it's home and ecology, back then we say food and nutrition. But yet still, this industry is heavily dominated by males. It's changing now, we have more females coming in the industry, but it's heavily dominated by males. Now, if you do not get the fundamentals or the groundwork start from high school, you're going to get a disadvantage when you start to go to Hart or you will take any colleges you decide to go, you're going to be at a disadvantage by the persons who spend the time and they did the thing in high school. I'm an example of that. When I left high school, I did food and nutrition, as I've said. There was a lot of knowledge I had prior to. So when I started going to Hart and doing my thing, I was ahead of a lot of other students because I had the fundamental knowledge. So what I'm saying to all the males who are here, who you might feel a little intimidated going to the labs and all of that, the industry that you're going to enter into, you're going to find that there's a lot of males in the industry. And the theory is just as important as the practical. You know, there's a fundamental difference between a chef and a cook. And I want to share this because these days, as an individual who puts on a chef jacket, they say, I'm a chef. It takes time to attain that title of chef. Now, let me mash a few corns here. Just doing your level 3 chef de partie, just acquiring your degree does not make you a chef. Listen to me keenly. It requires more than certification to call yourself a chef. And when I speak from my heart because I'm all Jamaican, right? And I love my country. And I'm seeing something happening now where there is so much pride and so much ego with my young culinarians as they get into the industry. Who? I'm a chef. No, it takes time. So this is the thing. A cook will cook. They will understand how to cook, make you a good sauce, set the buffet line. They will do that. That's the job of a cook. A chef's job is to manage the overall operation. Now that does not come overnight. You need to understand how to manage the operation and how to lead people. Are you with me? Don't lose me here. This is important for my teachers as well, right? We manage our operation, we lead our staff. We're servant leaders. So when you attain to the level, say, okay, here, I am a chef. What you do now is all the knowledge that you have garnered from your study, the degree that you have under your belt, the certifications that you have acquired, what you do now, you take all of that and you apply that now to the situation. Are you with me? Stay with me. So if you're not doing that, if you're not going through these circumstances and this exercise, then you haven't yet attained to that level. So it takes time. You grow, you grow. So when you reach the level now, you say, let's go through the round quickly. So we start, locally here, we start at Commis Chef. That's the first level. So Commis 1, Commis 2, when you have acquired your Commis certification, if you realize for those who go to Hart, or even now in high schools, they're doing some of the level 1 stuff, right? Based on what I'm seeing on the SDAs. When you do the comedy level, you get a lot of fundamentals, basic fundamentals. So you're learning the mother sauces, you're learning the different cooking techniques, you're learning these fundamentals. But what you don't yet understand is the science behind all of these fundamentals. What you do not know fully as yet is how to apply all of these to ensure that the business is making a profit and the customer is satisfied. What you do not know at this moment is that you're going to sit in some HOD meetings to look at your food cost. Are you with me? It takes time. But can you get there? Yes. So what I'm saying, be humble to the industry. You will get there. I've spent the last more than 2 decades. Time go fast. I paused there just now. I've been in the industry for 2025. Professionally for 23 years. And I'm telling you, every day I still learn. I believe in lifelong learning. So what I'm saying to you, this is why I start here this afternoon. Because I want every single one of you, when you leave here, to have an understanding that humility is the order of the day. Get the knowledge, you will get the opportunity to apply the knowledge that you have gotten. But don't just take the knowledge that you get and say, hey, I have arrived. It takes time for you to get to that level. You will get there. I remember my first promotion that I got way back when I was working on my very first role, right? Technically the first one. I wasn't even thinking about any promotion. I was just doing my thing. When I was, and let me share this with you. And some of you soon you'll be going on, work experience and stuff like that. Don't watch the crowd. What did I say? Don't watch that. No man, it's someone like I don't want to sleep now, but come, wake up. Don't watch that. Don't watch the crowd. Do what you need to do and apply what you need to apply. Because there's always someone who's watching, alright? And so I remember I was there doing my thing. I don't know where back then is the exec sous chef. He just came up to me and said, let's see what happened. You know when they you the supervisor for the kitchen. We've been observing you, and we see how you work with the team, we see how you work in the kitchen and you deal with the invention and stuff. We're going to make it. And let me tell you, there were senior guys in the kitchen who were senior to me. But when you apply yourself, then somebody's always going to see you, right? So take those tidbits with you. I pause, I'm going to talk a little bit about it, because we're going to come back right here where we started. Street food. All right, I want to touch on the street food aspect of things. You know, when I was growing up, and we love to go to the country, because whenever we're going to the country, we're always going to stop. One of my favorite things is, and this one maybe for the teachers, I don't think the youngsters will know this one. We always stop. One of my favorite things to get, and I remember that was yesterday, roast yam, saltfish, and a pineapple D&G soda. So Miss Man give the thumbs up. That was the thing, that was heaven. Anyone can relate? Anyone teachers can relate? I'm seeing a few hands. You see, every country that you would go to, they have their street food. And this is where I'm going to go with street food for today. Street food is the heart and soul of our cuisine. That's where the flavor, the true authentic flavor of Jamaican food lies. If you go to Mexico, you will see they have stuff like tamale and those kind of stuff, street food. You go to Europe. I remember my very first time leaving Jamaica, I flew all the way to Italy. I landed in Italy and I went outside. I could smell the fresh espresso and the fresh mozzarella. Every country has their own street food. Now let's stick it here. What we have here in Jamaica is authentic, it's unique, and the whole world loves it. But if we're not paying close attention, we will lose it. Let me throw a few things out there now, right? Just to test our knowledge. Let's talk street food. So already I mentioned the roast yam, the saltfish. What does street food do we know of? Let's list at least 5. Jerk chicken, festival, roast fish, soup, bami, rosemary food. Give me some types of soup now. We're talking street food. Alright, I hear the managed water, the house feed. Yes. Right? You know, and we're talking street food now. Back in the days when you're going to make, yeah, I'm listening. Yeah. Back in the days when we were making managed water, right? Good Jamaican managed water. And I don't know if you're making it this way, but we're talking authentic. Good Jamaican managed water, right? You have to ensure that if you don't have, you could green banana and closer to the end, you took some white rum in there. Am I correct? It's not good Jamaican, good old Jamaican managed water. Did you know that? We're talking street food, real authentic Jamaican street food. And so this is a challenge now, right? Stay with me. This is the teacher, stay with me. If we don't pay close attention, we're going to lose the authenticity of our cuisine. So I'm very passionate when it comes to street food. Mind you, you don't have to eat all of these things, but it's important that we understand the flavor profile and the dynamics of our food that makes it uniquely Jamaican, right? So when we talk about street food, my assignment for you all is this. You might not enter that category, but this is what I want you to do now. From now on when you're traveling, you don't, even if you stop somewhere, you don't have to purchase anything, right? Just stop and have a little chat with the individual, right? You're going to like Miss Jerry. So Miss Jerry, whenever myself and Miss Jerry head down, we always stop middle quarters, right? If I turn my back to you, right? Some of the best bombies and then stuff, right Miss Jerry? Yes. Women, the authentic Jamaican thing. You think that they no one disrespect to downtown and Kurdish and they have some good families on there because I have sometimes a nice family shop, right? But those are not. You have to go to middle quarters, man. So authentic Jamaican food is in the street. Now, let's look at the flip side of that now, because when we speak street food, there is an area that I want to touch on that has been in the media, for want of better words, quite frequently of late, and that's street food and sanitation and safety. Now, as students, as teachers, right, this is what we want to do. You're going to be the hands, the feet, the eyes, and the ears for all of our street food vendors who are out there, right? As I've oftentimes said that we are the control point for the doctors and the hospitals. We who serve food. Why is that? Because we are feeding persons. Now if you give me, if I come to your stand and I purchase something and it's not sanitary, it's not, it has been exposed to bacteria, what's going to happen to me? You're going to get sick, right? I have to head to the doctor. So don't ever take food lightly or take it for granted. We have been, and I'm going to say this, we have been spared quite a number of times, right? But don't take it for granted. When you go out to purchase, and this is not us trying to belittle or speak ill of anyone, but we have a responsibility, right, to ourselves, to our families, and by extension to our country, to ensure that safe foods are served. Now, when you go out again, and individuals are serving food on the street, there are a few things that you want to ensure, right? So it's difficult sometimes to have hand wash station and certain things, but you can improvise. You can improvise. There are some buckets that they're selling these days with some of the pipe on there, right? Ensure that the properly attired, right? Now these days I'm seeing more of the individuals wearing the hats and stuff like that, right? And put into practice what was learned during the food handlers exam. It's almost sometimes as if once we get the permit, then we forget about what we would have learned, right? Bacteria don't sleep. Did you know that? They don't sleep. We sleep, but they don't sleep. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Those are the guys that are just waiting on the opportune time to strike. These are the guys that don't sleep. I'm going to share something else as we continue. We as human beings, we are major carrier of bacteria. I remember sharing this with one of my chef party class some time ago, and when they heard it, was like taken aback. But let's dissect it and look at it now, right? The temperature danger zone for bacteria is between 40, 140. Now there's a 135 to 35 to 140. But in that region, 40 to 140 is the temperature danger zone. It's also said that bacteria multiply most rapidly between 70 to 120. Now, the ideal temperature for a healthy human being is what temperature? Where are my bio students? No science students here. What's the ideal temperature for a healthy human being? 98, 99 degrees, right? Yeah, man. So that naturally when you have a fever and it strikes 100, they say, boy, you need to start looking out because you're peaking. Now, if you realize 97, 98, 99 is dead center in the middle of the temperature danger zone. That is why we are such heavy carrier of bacteria. I'm saying this so we have an understanding that when we're dealing with food, we are to be careful, especially what we call RTE, ready to eat foods, right? Wash your hands properly, wear your gloves, ensure that what you're doing is safe. You don't want to send anyone to the doctor, all right? Let's continue. All right, so I just touched on safety and sanitation. That's where we're going now. All right, beautiful. So this is where I'm going to anchor for today. I want to talk just a little bit about food style. But right before I touch the food style aspect, I think I have a slide here. Where is it? All right, beautiful. Right. Okay. All right, good stuff. Here we go. All right. So with understanding that we are carriers of bacteria, so we ensure that that's where we have our attire, right? The chef attire. You wear your apron, your hat, your gloves, your scarf, help to protect, right? When you're serving your meals, right? So with that said, understanding street food, now let's look a little bit on how we want to present our food now, right? So I want to look a little bit for the next 5 minutes or so, it's almost 1 o'clock, on food styling. Now what is food styling? Right? Even for street food, we can fix it up. Is that we can style up street food? Right? So for my all my food students, I know sometimes you struggle a little in trying to find the right garnishes to use. So let me touch on that. I want to share a little with you. So the first thing, as you would have learned, is that your garnishes should be what? Edible, beautiful. What else? Eye-catching. What else? Talk to me, come. The more you talk, the faster I'll go. Attractive, right? And they should be functional. So let's tie all this together, right? When you enter the competition, you're going to garnish your dish. Please ensure that the garnish or decoration that you're going to use accompanies the dish. Because sometimes we use a particular garnish, and what we do is we kill the flavor of the dish, especially if it's something that it's embedded in the dish and we're going to take a bite from it, right? So your garnish should always accompany whatever it is that you're serving. So if you're going to, let's look at jerk chicken. If I'm going to garnish jerk chicken, what would be a good garnish for jerk chicken? All right, so I hear skelly and curl, I hear parsley, I hear rosemary. Anything else? I'm hearing carrot, I'm hearing lemons. We're going to dissect all of these, all right? So let's take them one by one. What is this? This is where you start. This is where you start being able to select your garnish. Understand the flavor profile of the dish that you're creating. What's the flavor profile for jerk chicken? So we're talking about, what's the profile? We're talking about the sweet, the sour, the spicy, the tummy, all of that. What's the profile for jerk chicken? Is it sweet? All right. Is it spicy? Yes. All right. Is it on the savory side? Yes. Beautiful. So right there and then you want a garnish that is going to border right there on the savory side, not too tangy, right? So generally we go lime and lemons and zest more for seafood, right? You can do, if you're doing, there are certain chicken dish like a chicken piccata, right? A certain dish that carries stuff like capers and stuff where it's a little tangy, so you can get away with something if you want to do something caramelize something with the lime and stuff to change the dynamics of it, you can get away. But generally we use those for seafood, right? I heard rosemary. What's the profile of rosemary? It's very strong, right? Now, is rosemary a traditional Jamaican item that we use in our food? Talk to me. I'm hearing yes, I'm hearing no. All right, let's dissect the thing. Let's dissect it. That's easy to understand. When you were growing up, how often did you see rosemary in your house? Hardly, no. When you go to the market, how many of the vendors do you see with rosemary? Beautiful. We're talking, so this is how you understand your culture, you know, right? Because what we use, that's our culture, right? So rosemary, we use it, but it's not necessarily one of the bedrock fundamental ingredients for us. That's why it is not in jerk chicken. Thyme is in jerk chicken, correct? But there's another fundamental ingredient that is in jerk chicken that makes it unique to us. What is it? Scotch, there's something else I'm looking for. There we go. Pimento, aka allspice. Now let's talk. I have 5 more minutes. All right, let's take a vote. Let's take a vote. With a show of hands, this is how we're going to do it. With a show of hands. So I'm going to go with the no's first. Or if you say no, let me see your hand. All right. If you say yes, let me see your hand. The no's have it, right? But I'm going to finish anyway. All right. So this is the thing. This is the thing. Yeah, that's how teachers are sometimes, right? I'm going to wrap it here. This is the thing. What's the difference? What's the fundamental difference between allspice and mixed spice? Do we know? Stay with me. This is important, you're Jamaicans. We export so much pimento berries rather. We need to understand what's the difference between allspice and mixed spice. All right, I'm hearing some response from you. See why this session is important? But I'm going to let you go and keep the knowledge, all right? Because I have quite a bit now. But I'm going to keep it to myself. I'm going to share this one with you. Allspice is what we come from our same fermento berry. It is called allspice because when you crack that grain, when you ground it out, it carries so many different spices in it. It gets the name allspice. Mixed spice, on the other hand, is a mixture of spices. When you go home, take up the mixed spice part and look at it. What we generally use when we're baking, right? So I give you that one. There's much more to give. So let me finish this one thing here and then I'll let you go. Your jerk chicken, right, with your pimento, your scotch bonnet, your thyme, right, and your scallion and stuff. If you're going to garnish your jerk chicken, use something that enhances and accompanies the dish. So no limes, no lemon. If you're going to put carrot on there, carrot is what is carrot? Vegetable, right? Alright, so that would be more like an accompaniment. You with me? Most of you be doing your SPAs, you know, so you should be making these errors again. Your vegetable is an accompaniment to the main dish. So if you're going to use carrot to use as a garnish, then you need to do something special with the carrot to bring it to that dimension. Outside of that, let me give you a quick garnish as I invite Jerry to come right in. A good garnish to use for your chicken would be get a green plantain or a green banana, green, slice it real thin, fry it, and then you put that on there. Soak it in a little of the same allspice. Soak in a little bit of scotch bonnet. Soak it in some thyme water. Fry that. That becomes a nice construction on your dish. With me? Alright, I'm going to pause here because I know that you're hungry, sir. I'm right ahead and know you did it. So, alright. There's much more to share, but this is what I would say to you. I still feel comfortable because the bulk of what I would have said to you, nonetheless, you can find it online. Let me see how many of you are subscribed to the JCDC Facebook and YouTube pages. You're not? Sherry, look, you need. We don't have a lot of subscribers here. Let me ask the question again. Let me see the hands of those who have subscribed to our the YouTube channel and the Facebook page for JCDC. So here we're going to do now. All the content is. I don't need the microphone. We can do this. All right, yeah, right. All the content that we're covering here, a big chunk of it, you can find them online because we have done the workshops. The food styling is all there. Safety and sanitation is all there. The knife skills is all there. All the content is there. We have spent a lot of time in putting the content together, so you can go there and you can find it. All right. So that's it for me. I'm going to pause here so you can get your keepsakes and Mr. will just finish up, right? Yeah.
All right, thank you, Chef. Put your hands together for Chef Brown. I'm sure you would have absorbed a lot of information, and it's for you to go and work on what you have gotten today. Now, the portal is open, the award course. You go onto the JCDC site, www.jcdc.gov.jm, and you're going to click onto culinary, you're going to click onto anywhere on the page, the award force will come up and ask you to get your email and some number, then they send it to your email, and from you get that number, you can go in and you're going to enter, but after you would have gone through the handbook. So the handbook is key. You need to go through the handbook before you actually start entering. So entries close on the 14th of March. I want to see some new faces. You know, me tell you, the old faces them coming. I'm happy for them, but I want to see some new kid on the block. Fresh kid. You step outside the box, you don't know anything about culinary arts competition, come with your excitement, because guess what? We are going to be having fun galore. And I must tell you from now, we will be sending out to some schools once you've indicated, and we want to Chef One and Commissioner, we have to work on this one. We are going to be having a food challenge quiz.
Yes.
You laugh.
Oh, yes.
It is going to be locally and international questions right across the board. So this is the year we are going to kickstart, that one. And we're going to wait lead. We won't have elimination for this year, but we're going to put things together. I think we're going to maybe look at the first schools that send requests. We're going to see how we get that done, but we want to have some food challenge quiz going because that will help you as you go along. All right? So I want to thank you for coming. I did say we want to do 10 to 1. I like to stick to my time. And I'm right there on my 1 o'clock watch. We started with just at 8 after 1. So I know I want to finish by this time so you could go on your way. So get out of the traffic and I'm back to home. I know with traffic, some of you will not even get back to school, the traffic. But teachers, before you go, I want to give you the keepsake so the students will be able to use that as a resource material once they are doing their task, whether it's CSEC, practical, or regular class practicals. All right. So again, I want to thank you for coming, and I'm sure, as Mr. Reed, and I'm sure that I will see many of you coming to the culinary arts competition. Last year, the competition was held right here, the same ground. I don't have any chance of changing it, but only if there is another national event, but I am still looking at using here for the culinary arts competition. So put your thoughts together, start working on your recipes. When you go out on the streets, I just encourage the man out there with him cart, with him soup pot. The jerk man, just tell them to go onto JCDC website and look at the street food category and tell them, say, listen to me, I'm gonna have to enter in because guess what? You will get things. I cannot tell you now who the sponsors will be. I'm waiting on marketing to tell me who sponsors are. But then as soon as we learn that, you're gonna go on the JCDC website and you will see the sponsors. So once again, thank you for coming. And let me hand over to Mr. Reed to do the vote dance.
Thank you so much, Auntie Jerry. Thank all the presenters. Put your hands together now. We know it has been a long day, but you have been a beautiful audience. I sat out there and said, no man, I want this audience to come back and come back and come back. You have been a beautiful audience and my appreciation to you. Apologies once more for those who didn't get seats. And when we have been the regional show, the number that we counted a while ago was like 200 and enough. I want 2,000 people to come because you can watch the show as well and the live cook-off and all of those things. And we're having a special surprise this year because we're going to have a food quiz challenge. We will tell which school. We're gonna devise how we select the 2 schools that will go for the food quiz challenge. With one big trophy, and we don't know some probably cash. School challenge has nothing on us. So we're gonna have a food quiz challenge. Thank you so much. We said we were gonna close at 1 o'clock. It's about 12 minutes past 1. So I'm going to dismiss you. Please go home safely. Go back to school. Go back to school. I'm going to call all the principals and tell them that I dismiss you at 12 past 1 and you need to go. Teachers, we are ready to goodies. So please say, Miss Jerry, Auntie Jerry, sure we have goodies for you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I want all of you to enter. I want my region to have thousands of entries. Yes.